Hi everyone, Lovethany Self-Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new Kacey Musgraves album, Golden Hour. This is the latest album from Golden, Texas singer and songwriter Kacey Musgraves, her fourth full-length studio album, proper album. Oh, and God, is this getting rave reviews. So rave reviews. And I just don't get it. I don't get the hype. I don't see the hype. I mean, I've enjoyed Kacey's music prior to this album to a degree. When her sound was a bit more country kitsch, she was dropping a lot of tracks with cute but rustic instrumentation, very bittersweet lyrics, songs like Trailer Song and Biscuits and Dime Store Cowgirl. And there was even room for some legit tragedy and darkness in her back catalog too, on songs like Blowin' Smoke. While none of it really stopped me in my tracks, I certainly saw the appeal in it and the potential crossover too for records like Same Trailer, Different Park and Pageant Material. And crossover is the name of the game on Golden Hour, for sure. Because on this record she loses quite a bit of her country twang, dipping her toes into acoustic pop and adult contemporary with like a singer-songwriter twist. God, this album is bland. This is a bland album. Nearly everything on this record is average. The instrumentals are average, the singing is average, the lyricism is average. It took everything in me not to roll my eyes when I first heard the chorus on Space Cowboy. You can have your space, cowboy. I can't help but feel like what this record is benefiting from right now is just the joy of low expectations. Not that Kacey's prior material was terrible, it certainly wasn't, but it seems like a bulk of the criticism and the praise surrounding this record is just how great of a record this is for country, and it's hilarious that these comments are typically coming from people that don't listen to a whole lot of country. Like, because Kacey isn't just some culturally backwards redneck or someone who fits so snugly into the generic, excruciatingly formulaic Nashville country pop sound that we're supposed to like give that a standing ovation. I mean, I'm sorry, but no, to hear a country singer singing about, I don't know, piercing her nose and looking at her phone and putting it down, it's not groundbreaking. It's not like people down in Texas don't have internet or piercings or tattoos. Believe it or not, they have houses as well. They live lives that are not too much unlike the ones that you and I live every day. Sure, maybe this is a slight novelty in the country world when it comes to some of the more mainstream releases, but this progress is all relative. Overall, does it make for a grand, interesting artistic statement? Not really. The only thing that makes this stick out to me as a country album is this record's eagerness to take everything country about it, soften it, bury it in the mix, make it sound more faint. Kacey and her producers and her record label did a really good job marketing this album because it seems like they went into it wanting to make a record that was for people who didn't really listen to much country, and that's exactly whose minds this album is blowing. Because God forbid this record sound rootsy or southern or just even have a little bit of teeth on it. Aside from some distant reverby slide guitar, the song Velvet Elvis just pretty much sounds like, I don't know, a dime a dozen piece of pop rock or synth pop. On the intro to the song Happy Sad, with some rainy day acoustic guitars and a sequenced beat, Kacey essentially goes full Dido. The song Wonder Woman has so much shimmer on and it sounds like it might as well have been recorded and produced in the mid-1980s. Though I do appreciate the sentiment of the song being about having unrealistic expectations in a relationship. You're not Superman, I'm not Wonder Woman, let's just accept one another as we are. And then the song High Horse, which is one of my favorite lead-up singles to this album, is just a really awful piece of disco pop revival. Like, it comes out of nowhere in the track list, and this style isn't really doing Kacey any favors. And getting to the core of these tracks, what they're mostly made up of is just these vague sentiments about lovers and family and friends and life in general. The song Lonely Weekend is one of the most emotionally manipulative and cloying songs I've heard in a long time, with Kacey essentially reaching out directly to the audience saying, hey, it's okay to be lonely on a weekend, okay? It's okay if you're alone on a weekend. The song Butterflies, how is this anything more than just a run-of-the-mill crush song? Take out the quaint pianos of this track, all the cutesy instrumentation, replace it with blaring guitars, and this could essentially just be a Florida Georgia Line song. The song Oh What a World sounds like if Lana Del Rey had never ever made like a bad decision ever. She quit smoking, she went to college, instead of jumping on the back of that guy's motorcycle and disappearing for a year. But like Lana, Kacey also keeps a little black book of overused adages and cliches that she drops every once in a while, like, bam, there's a jewel, bam, there's a jewel, what goes up must come down. The best thing this record has going for it is occasionally the tunes are pretty strong. So strong that they carry Kacey's so-so singing and lyricism to a point of tolerability, maybe even enjoyability. The song Love is a Wild Thing is maybe one of the few total packages on the entire record. Nearly everything about the track is great. Running like a river, trying to find the ocean. The track being about how love is just basically an unstoppable force. It's pretty nice. And the songs Mother and Rainbow are two of the most legitimately, I guess, dramatic moments on the entire record. Lone piano ballads, but there's not much about them that feels all that country. But yeah, man, this record is just filled with way more misses than hits for me. This was just a really uninteresting record, and it's kind of sad that this is the album that so many non-country fans are convening around, because it's not like there aren't more interesting things going on in the genre with Jason Isbell and Sturgill Simpson. Caitlin Smith dropped a record this year, I believe, who was a much stronger vocalist. Chris Stapleton, I'm pretty sure Lucinda Williams is still kicking, even though her latest record wasn't one of her best. There are already country artists out there blending other genres into the country sound more creatively and doing it with better tunes, better lyricism, better vocal performances. This is not really the country album that you listen to on the way to like go mudding with your friends with like a bunch of ATVs. This is more like the country album that you listen to when you're on your way to the Apple store to get a new iPad Pro. I'm feeling a strong 4 to a light 5 on this thing. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. And over here next to my head is another video you could check out, and there's also the link to subscribe to the channel. Okay? All right, I'll see you in the next one. Kacey Musgraves forever.